This is your captain speaking. We are making our descent into Las Vegas McCarran Airport. On behalf of our crew, we'd like to thank you for flying MMAjunkie Airlines. Now please fasten your seatbelts and put your tray tables in your upright position because the descent is gonna be a little bit bumpy.
Alright, Junkie Nation, it's time to roll, baby, on MMAjunkie Radio with Gorgeous George and Go. This is what we doing while we do it, baby. All night long, we rollin'! Yeah!
The MMAjunkie Radio revolution is upon us.
Can you dig it?
There's no escape. No escape. Through the vast frontier of cyberspace and through a sea of stars in outer space.
One small step for man, one giant leap for mankind.
We've solidified our combat communications stranglehold.
We are controlling transmission.
With the use of MMAjunkie Radio and SiriusXM satellite radio technology. MMAjunkie Radio. Commence transmission. Live from MMAjunkie Radio HQ in the fight capital of the world, Las Vegas, Nevada. Here are your hosts, Gorgeous George and Goes.
From the fight capital of the world, inside the beautiful Mandalay Bay Racing Sportsbook, you are listening to a special edition of the MMAjunkie Radio Show, the only show that matters. I'm your host, Gorgeous George. With me, as always, is the devious and dastardly Goes, and of course, Danny's back east producing the show. Sitting to my right during this special edition is one of the prominent members of TMT, the Money Team, Greg LaRosa.
Yes.
Welcome, Greg. How you doing?
Thank you, guys. Doing very well. Thank you for having me.
All right. Thank you for being here. What do we go with here? Bodyguard, lead security? Is there a more formal title?
You can just call me security.
Security?
Yeah.
Okay. Do you like the bodyguard term, by the way?
Nah, he doesn't like that either.
Oh, he doesn't?
Bodyguards are for rappers.
Ah, okay.
Yeah.
All right. So you're the lead security
Security.
for TMT.
Yeah.
All right. How long have you been with Floyd and TMT?
Close to about 4 years now.
Oh,
Feels like 20 years since we work 365 days a year, but yeah, about 4 years now.
Do you really work 365?
Pretty much. If I get called right now, I got to get up.
That's
and I
it?
gotta
The
go.
interview's over?
That's it. That's the way it works.
Okay.
But he's been staying up pretty late lately, so
right.
he usually sleeps in.
But you guys are like 6 or 8 guys deep, right?
Yeah, about 6 or 7.
So why would, for example, let's say you said I want to train, couldn't the other 5 guys roll with him? Like, can you guys rotate, or does it always have to be?
I mean, it doesn't really work like that. We just whoever he calls is who's got to get up and go. So
I see.
It's whatever he wants at that specific time.
So the phone always has to be charged. You got a Mophie and
always,
everything, right?
I got 2 phones. I got to make sure, just in case one dies, I got the other one ready to go.
And they're both got the bat signal on it.
Absolutely.
Or is one just Floyd?
Well, one's mainly for work, the other one's personal. But if this one doesn't work, then the bat signal comes out on this one too. Mm-hmm. So.
Oh wow. And do you? So you kind of already know the areas around town. I'll give you an example. I live in Mountain's Edge.
Okay.
And if I get a call,
yeah,
it's 50-50 that's going to drop. So
I
have to get up, go outside into the backyard that we have.
Are you with T-Mobile?
No, I'm with AT&T. And my little Jack Russell Terrier always comes out, and sometimes he'll bark, and I'm standing there. That's how I have to do interviews. It's a pain in the ass.
Right.
But Go says that there's areas down the 15, or is it Rainbow, or
there's like a little.
He just loses it on
It's about
sprint.
the size of a football field, and when I go through it, I
Done.
know that call's done.
The 15. Yeah, actually, I think I know that area you're talking about.
They told me, I called and I asked one time, and they said it's just cell phone towers. That's the gap in between.
Is it around Silverado under the bridge there?
Yeah.
I've had that a couple
times. And it goes
too.
all the way down, all the way across Vegas. That one little patch.
Yeah.
So
and you're always looking at your phone like it's your phone. You're like, damn phone, but it's not.
That's why when I call someone that I really don't want to talk to, I'll call them right around that time because I know, oh man, I'm going through
I lost you. I tell
I'll catch
mom
up
and
with you
dad.
later.
I'll talk to my mom and dad on the way to work, and I'm like getting into Mandalay Bay into the big old parking garage, right as I'm getting scolded for something.
Gotta go.
But, yeah. All right. So then basically, you always have to be available, and when he does go on these vacations, like South Africa, for example, is that basically become your vacation, or can you actually unplug for like a week?
No, I'm always on guard. Gotta be.
So you love the job then?
Of course, you have to love the job. If you don't love the job, you'd quit right away.
And it's probably lucrative for you too?
Absolutely.
Okay, so is it more because it's lucrative or more because it's fun?
I think it's a combination of both. I mean, the
Okay.
position I'm in, people literally kill for this position. I wouldn't give it up.
How did you get into the team?
He needed extra guys for the BET weekend, like one year, and he had like 6 or 7 extra guys just to help out, and I was the only one that ended up staying on. So he told me, he said, "Hey, listen, stay with me." I said, "Okay," and so he hasn't sent me home since. So I'm still here.
What's your background in security? Or
I mean, I've done security. To be honest with you, I'm from Toronto, Canada originally. I had a flooring business. I had a contract with Walmart nationwide and stuff, and I left Canada. I wanted change, so I came to the United States. And at first I couldn't work because I was an immigrant, and then later on I got into private security, and then within a year or two after, I got the call from Floyd, and here I am.
And I mean, obviously, when you walk in, you're big as a house. So I get it. You're a big dude. But did you have any like boxing training, wrestling training, are you the king of the street fights in Toronto? Or?
I've done Brazilian jiu-jitsu. I've trained private with one of my buddies back home in Toronto for about 4 or 5 years, and he was very high level. He was close to pro. He trained me for a while, and then leaving Toronto, coming here, I've done some rolling with a few of the guys out here. So. Yeah, so I keep it up, and some wrestling, and I've done. I've grown up in the karate background.
Okay.
I don't know if I have the flexibility anymore, but
the splits,
right.
like Van Damme and shit.
And I played hockey my whole life. I played pro roller hockey and stuff like that. So I grew up playing ice hockey, and I was one of the fighters in hockey.
The enforcers?
Yeah, I got suspended every year.
Can we call them goons, or is that offensive in any way?
No, you can call me a goon, but I was also a goal-scoring goon.
Okay.
I wasn't just a goon. I
was a high
scorer.
The guy from the Flyers, Eric Lindros. He could fight, man. He was a big guy. He got checked a lot, too,
they
though.
told him stay away from that.
Yeah, I mean, he wasn't one of the better ones, but at least stood up for himself. Unlike Gretzky would say, like, McSorley, take care of this for me.
Yeah, Lindros was good. I was a defenseman, more like Scott Stevens, I'd call myself.
Okay, the New Jersey
Scott
Devils.
Stevens. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I remember him.
Awesome.
Tough guy.
Yeah.
The team captain and everything.
Yeah.
What you don't know is him and I just got very lucky with hockey terms, because past that, we would have been told.
Yeah, if you would have said, like, here's $1 million, name me another one, I would have said,
another
oh,
one,
shit.
Right. Well, you guys got my number. If
I
you
would have
need
made
any help,
someone
call me. You know I know it all with hockey.
All right, so you're a big hockey guy because coming
hockey
from
guy.
Canada. Are you going to support the new team here?
Absolutely.
Me too.
Yeah, absolutely.
I was a Ducks fan,
Okay.
and then I got away from it because they started in 1993,
Mm-hmm.
and I did season tickets for 3-4 years. Every year they bumped it up, and they weren't improving the team. And right around then, MMA took off. That's when UFC 1 started. You only have so many hours in the day, you know? And so with MMA, my love for soccer, the NFL, the NBA, chase and tail, when I was a young guy or whatever, that's just the way it works out.
Mm-hmm.
So off to the side went hockey and kind of baseball as well. But this new team, it's fresh. I've been living in Vegas 8 years now, so I feel like I'll connect with them the way I've connected with UNLV basketball.
Absolutely.
Very cool.
Good to hear.
So you got the call. About 4 years ago for BET,
and then
you caught on with them. And
yeah,
tell me about this journey. Like, what's it been like these last 4 years? Is there a couple words or a sentence that you could sum it all up? Like,
not really.
An incredible, wild roller coaster ride.
I mean, yeah, but like I'm used to it now. Now it's become kind of like a job, and like it's like a family now. Like he's one of my best friends now, and it doesn't really feel like a job as much as it feels like you're just part of something. It feels like one long day. Like since I started, I'm still on the same day. It's just continuous. So he's always moving around. He's always doing something. He doesn't stay in one spot too long. He's gone. We'll go on a trip. I've been in 7 countries in the matter of 8 days before. Like we're gone back and forth. Like I'm talking in different continents. I've been in Africa, Europe, North America, like within days. So it's definitely a roller coaster ride. And it's very tiring sometimes, but you got to find the energy because he's got it.
It wasn't that long ago that when we referred to Floyd Mayweather, we referred to him as the retired Floyd Mayweather. How much did life for you, life for him change throughout that stretch?
We traveled. I mean, it didn't really change as much. Like he traveled. I mean, he traveled before, so it's hard to say that it changed. Just the fact that knowing that he was retired, it's sad. It's sad to see that he retires for us because we like the fight business. But the thing is, everyone says, come back, do another fight. But they're not the ones who have to do the training and go in and do it. And I see the grueling hours he puts in. It's like, wow. He deserves, every cent he gets. So
He's going to get a lot of cents on all this.
A lot of cents. Do you think you can add those up?
No, man.
No.
A lot of people don't know.
Imagine if they paid him in coins.
Oh,
like,
God.
not just
pennies.
dollars. Just like, here you go.
Wheelbarrows, dude.
Oh, my
Trucks.
God. Yeah.
Trucks.
At that point, right?
Trucks, yeah.
A lot of people don't know this about Floyd, but Floyd doesn't drink. Like, he'll go out and party, but it's not the same type of partying that we're all used to. How different is that from, say, like if you were security for like a Justin Bieber, where you have to kind of worry, man, there he goes again. He's going to do it. Like, I got to imagine you're looking out more for the people out there and not having to worry too much about your guy because he's pretty grounded, right?
Yes, absolutely. I've never even seen him as much as smell alcohol. I've never seen it. He never smokes. He never drinks. He keeps his body tip top. Yeah, he's always grounded. He always acts as a leader as he should. He's always he's always at the top of his game. He never messes with his body in that sense. In terms of security wise, because he doesn't drink, of course it's a lot better, because he stays on top and he stays sober and he stays level headed. So it's easy to follow that.
Now, what about you guys? 'Cause I got to imagine at some point you've had a lot to celebrate about. You get together and somebody's got to raise a glass and say to whatever. What are you guys lifting up? Are you guys doing water too, or
No.
are you guys allowed to?
I'm a professional. I gotta do my job. I'll raise a glass of water or a cup of water.
Yeah.
I'm not drinking when they go out. I'm always standing there while everyone else is having fun. I'm watching, and I'm not saying I'm not having fun, but I'm very. I guess you can call it second nature at this point. I just have a very protective intuition.
When you're around somebody for that long, a lot of their tendencies tend to rub off on you. If you were to pick one that you say, man, I got that from hanging out with Floyd, what would you say is that one tendency that you absorbed?
Just work hard in everything you do. Don't take shortcuts. He always says, I never take shortcuts. So like a lot of people want to take a shortcut to get a job done. I don't. I make sure I'll take the hard way on purpose just to go through it.
Could one say hard work and dedication?
Absolutely.
There you go.
Hard work and dedication.
All right.
Absolutely.
Can you guys, this is kind of a silly question, but can you guys ever call it out, or does he have to be one that calls it out?
No, once in a while we could. I
Yeah?
guess, yeah. But I mean, of course, it's got to be him because you'll get the better reaction out of him, right?
Uh-huh.
So.
But if he's just hitting the big bag,
Yeah.
could you walk up to him and go, hard work? Would he turn around to you and say, dedication?
That's a toss-up.
Or would he politely say, what are you doing? That's my line.
No, he would. He might just he might wait for everyone else to say it. But Raphael used to say it. Raphael the legend.
Yeah, the cut man.
Yeah. He's awesome. That's Grandpa. He used to say it in the gym a lot, and everyone would react to him.
Oh,
Yeah.
so it's originally comes from him.
No.
Oh, I
but
see.
I'm just saying if anybody
Gets
in
it
the
going
gym
other
would
than
say,
Floyd.
once in a while he would, and we'd all kind of follow with what he says. So.
Are most days basically routine, like there's non-conflict? For the most part, for all the missions that you guys do, would you say there's more where it's just basically preventative, nothing happened, versus, oh my God, we got into some shit again?
No, it's mostly calm, cool, collective. Most people give him a lot of respect. You might get one odd guy that's drunk that says a couple things, but I mean it's just words. We don't worry about that. We got 6 guys standing around. I mean, for someone to take some kind of shot at him they'd have to be either crazy or I don't know what the other word would be, but probably just crazy. People don't really attack him or do anything. Usually the people that are around are, hey champ, let me get a picture. I'm a huge fan. Like I've dreamed of this moment my whole life and all that kind of stuff.
So again, going back to the 6 to sometimes 8-man detail, why so large? Like it almost sounds like we're talking about like the president, for example.
Right. Well, I mean you just have to see it. The fame that he's got it's crazy, and now even more so for the fight. It's heightened by 10 times. I'd say more. It's just to give him some space, because I mean he can't give himself space. He can't like touch people. We could just kind of walk around him. We give him his space, and he has some breathing room. That's all it is, really. It's not like we go around pushing and beating people up. That's just the most ridiculous thing that some people say we do, but that's not what we do.
All right. So obviously the big thing for us, you're from the boxing world, we're in the MMA world, was the fact that they're coming together for...
I'm a huge MMA fan.
Okay.
I know like a lot of the UFCs. I know a lot of the guys. I'm friends with a lot of the guys. So I was originally like an MMA fan as well as a boxing fan.
Right.
I'm in the boxing world because I protect Floyd Mayweather. However, I'm a big MMA fan. So
Okay.
just to clarify.
Right, so there's no line or nothing.
Absolutely,
In fact, we're boxing fans as well.
Yeah, absolutely.
We just
grew up.
went to Kovalev versus Ward, so we love to go to the
Great fight.
the big events and stuff like
awesome.
that. But what I was going to ask you was, what put you on our radar was you being part of MMAC World Tour.
Yes.
So I want to talk to you about that.
No problem.
I think the easiest way is just let's go stop by stop. The first one was in L.A. And this was even Conor admitted so. I don't know if you saw Dana White's vlogs, but it's different from a MMA press conference where there's a dais and the press basically leads the questioning. Here it was each guy getting introduced and then going out there and speaking to the fans. So tell us a little bit about L.A. We want to, I guess, find out from you, from everything that we saw. Was there anything we didn't see, or what was the highlight or the lowlights of each trip?
Well, I don't know. LA being the first stop was kind of a little bit more laid back. The crowd was awesome. It was our first one, so it was my first experience of a fight at this magnitude. I mean, I've been to the Pacquiao one, but let's be honest, Pacquiao doesn't have the same personality as Conor does, so
right.
it's less of a hype for Pacquiao. Not to discredit any of the skill or anything, but to say that this fight here, you got two of the best trash talkers in the world. And top of the MMA game, top of the boxing game coming together. It's a once-in-a-lifetime thing. So it was new to me walking in. It was a little bit more laid back for the LA one. I didn't know what to expect. Just walked in, and I thought it would be, just a little bit of back and forth. But it started getting heated pretty quick. So I was like, wow, this is great. I loved it. And I was, of course, I was on stage, and and no words were said between Conor and I or anything at that point. It was just kind of. It was just kind of chill. Floyd was going back and forth with Conor, and I was just happy to see it.
So it kind of went smooth then.
Yeah, it was pretty smooth.
And were you used to Conor's antics from watching MMA as an MMA fan, or did some of that catch you off guard?
Yes and no, because this would be a new experience for Conor, as it is for Floyd, as it is for Floyd as well.
Mm-hmm.
I say, Conor came into this one. The B side. He's always been the A side the last few fights or whatever he's done in MMA, and he could pretty much trash anybody with words because he's the biggest. He's the biggest money grab.
Right.
He has 2 belts. He knocked out Aldo in 13 seconds. I mean, what can you say to him in the MMA world? Nothing. But now you're in the boxing world.
Right.
Now you have a conversation with a man who's the richest athlete on the planet. The best boxer to ever live, definitely the best defensive fighter in every. That's like not even to be argued.
I agree.
Offensively, some people might argue. I still don't. You got to remember, he was back in the Pretty Boy days. He was a knockout artist. What people forget, he was kicking ass, taking names. But man, this whole thing has just been a huge blessing. I'm happy to be a part of it, and on both sides equally. They're just amazing to look up to the whole situation. Like, Conor's the best in his game and Floyd's the best in his game. Now Conor's come to this side, and you can't talk that shit to Floyd. You can't, because you're underneath him in the sense of money wise.
So LA pretty much went smooth, and then prior to or behind the scenes there wasn't anything, and he can't bumping into each other or mean mugging, nothing like that.
No, it was smooth.
Okay.
I don't even think I saw him backstage at all.
Okay.
None of their guys. Like, I didn't even know who their guys were. But I don't know if I did see them. If I saw them, I wasn't sure because I hadn't seen them on the stage yet, so I wouldn't even know. There was nothing behind.
Would you say when Conor was up there and you were watching him, was there like a smile, like, I'm a fan, I've seen this guy, this is cool, or was there like intensity? Like, hey, watch it. This is my guy. Floyd, is a close friend of yours, you said.
Yeah, I explain it's like a it's like a sport. Like, you're a diehard fan of a team, and he's a diehard fan of a team, and you guys are watching. You're watching the game, and he's like, screw you, my team's better. Screw you, your team's better. So the intensity goes up. It's not like a hateful intensity or anything, but that's like one of my best friends getting in a fight against Conor McGregor, and this is at the hugest world stage you can think of. So at the end of the day, it's like it's like that. So it's the intensity definitely goes up.
You mentioned the BET Awards before and how you came on for that, for extra security.
Yeah.
For something like this with so many people, did you guys bring in extra for this one as well?
No.
So it was the eight guys pretty much?
Yeah, I think back then he didn't. I don't know if he had 5 guys back then or not, and maybe one of the guys couldn't make it, so he had 4 guys. So he just a little extra security out there.
Oh wow!
For that,
even going across the pond, that didn't. Damn,
nope.
Look at you guys, man.
Yeah,
that was you guys against that whole arena.
The whole arena. Yep. Us against the whole arena, but we're used to it. We know what to do. We're okay.
I know that the environment probably has a different feel to it, but what about training camp itself? Has that had any different type of feel?
I mean, just the fact that it's this fight, just the fact that it's like it's the buzz in the air about the fight. Yeah, I'd say a little bit, but in terms of his training, why? No, not really. I mean, now he's fighting at 154 as opposed to 147, so he's got to keep his he's got to keep his weight on and stuff like that. So, I mean, in terms of training wise, I mean that's maybe the only adjustment he makes, and I don't even really see any adjustment he's really making, to be honest. It's just he's just trying. He just goes in there and kicks ass, trains hard. He still puts in his 2-3 hours a day sometimes. Like
turn the heat on still.
He does. He likes that.
2 a.m. workouts, or
sometimes it's all around. It could be all around the clock. It could be any time, all time. Yep.
Wow.
Yeah.
So George and I pretty much had to break down almost every press conference. And when the first one started, we were on LA right now, right?
Yeah.
When it first started, I told George, because Conor was really trying to talk to Floyd, and Floyd wasn't saying anything.
Right.
And I was telling him that was a brilliant move on Floyd's part, because Conor needs a dance partner. He wants you to respond, and Floyd not doing it to him, I think kind of flustered him a little bit. Did you guys ever, as a group, kind of know what Floyd's strategy mentally was going into any of these press conferences? Did you guys talk about it at all?
I mean, Floyd doesn't have to get into the verbal battle per se while he's not there. He gave him his time to do his bit, and while Conor was doing his bit, he knew he couldn't get to Floyd, so he was pissing him off. But I mean, you're talking about a guy who's been in the game for 21 years. He's a pro. He's been on the world stage like this, like numerous times. Conor's still relatively new to it. Let's be honest. He's still relatively new to it. Not to discredit him. I mean, he's amazing. He's one of the best trash talkers in the world. Between him and Floyd, they're the best trash talkers in the world. But he wasn't getting through to Floyd, and he can't. Floyd's rock solid. You couldn't get through to him.
Of the 4 press conferences, which one put you guys the furthest away from where the 2 fighters were? Was that London?
In London, yeah. It was the London one was set up as like that boxing ring type thing, and it was just them on the stage, just them, Steven and Dana White
Espinoza?
And then Leonard.
Was that always going to be the case, or did they want to change up things from the first 3 trips?
Maybe they just I don't know. Maybe it was supposed to be stage style, I think, in London, but I think they switched that up at the end. I don't know why. Maybe it was because of the
Voltron maybe scared things.
Maybe
that's when Dana White said, "Ooh, man,
right.
this is getting to be really intense."
I mean, and rightfully so. I guess in his head, you don't want to mess up the biggest fight, and we weren't going to mess. That was never even close to the intention. It was never like that. We weren't going to mess nothing up. But he's taking his precautions, and I don't blame him for it. This is a huge fight.
If Conor, when they're face to face, that seemed to have the most tension.
Yeah.
If Conor were to shove him, do you guys start to step up, or do you let Floyd just as long as it's 1-on-1? Do you basically say, "Well, he's the greatest boxer ever. We'll leave him alone," or is that when security has to react?
Well, I mean, we can't let him hit him. Mm-hmm. He can't hit him.
Well, just like a shove or.
I mean, he did it. They did it in Maidana did it to him. There was a shove, and he shoved him back, and we were just standing right there to make sure it didn't escalate.
Gotcha.
And it would have been that. But
do you guys have your order of who goes in first?
No. No.
You seem like one of the more agile ones.
Absolutely.
I would imagine you might be one of the first ones in there.
Probably be in there first. The other guys that I work with, they definitely get in there as well.
Right.
So, but yeah, I'm usually right there, right beside him. So I'd probably be the first one, either to get my face punched or punch. But no, yeah, definitely. I'll put my ass on the line for him any day.
So you guys go to Toronto.
Yep.
And
that's my hometown.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. So you get to Toronto, and was this literally like leave LA, maybe have a bite to eat, fly, go? Like it was that hectic of a schedule, or did you guys have time to just decompress and chill and talk as a group and learn from the previous show?
No, because after that we had to do the green room, then we had to do the we had to do the media and all that kind of stuff. By the time that was done, I was literally back. I took a shower, grabbed my stuff, and we were heading to the private airport, and we were flying to Toronto.
Did you like that setting, outdoors like that, versus a kind of more of an arena?
Yeah, actually, I did.
Yeah.
I liked it. It was different, and the press tour brought along, a lot of different scenarios. So I liked it.
That's the first time the Irish flag came out, right?
Yeah, that was.
And did you know that was coming?
No.
Okay.
He just.
What'd you think of that? Because you could tell that ruffled Conor, and I think he told him you.
Oh, he got ruffled, all right.
Something's gonna go down. Mm-hmm. So at that point, once again, now you're on your toes.
Listen, these guys are professionals. They'll walk the line, but they won't cross it. I think. This is a huge fight. Even when Conor grabbed the money and he was like gesturing that he might have thrown it. I mean, he might be a fool, but he's not a damn fool. Mm-hmm. he's not gonna go and start throwing stuff in the audience like that. So I mean, he walked the line. He got everybody. He got the suspense going, and it was great. I thought it was great. I thought everything was awesome with it, and both sides did their bit. And
The backpack, is that assigned to anyone in particular? Like, I always have the backpack or anything, or is that just whoever has it that day?
no, it's just kind of whoever grabs it. Like, it's not like, I mean, usually he always wants my hands free, so he'll have someone else kind of hold it. But if I'm around and no one else is, I'll gladly hold it. So it's not really a set person who has it. No.
Conor said there was 5,000 in the backpack. How much is really in the backpack?
Oh, did you see my video I posted yesterday?
Uh-uh.
Oh, okay. You got to check that out. Go to
Yeah.
my Instagram.
All right. Well, how about a teaser? Is it more than 6 figures?
Go to my Instagram. Yes, it was 7 figures. Go to my
7
Instagram. It's Greg_TMT and check it out.
Oh, so there's bricks in there.
Yeah.
Oh, there was
How
bricks.
often do you take inventory to make sure it's not 900 G's or a mil?
His eyes are his inventory. If
Oh,
there's
really?
one bill missing, he'll know.
He'll know?
He's man, that money thing. He's a pro. He's never made a mistake counting. He's definitely a banker.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
All right, and then to sum up Toronto, anything behind the scenes, prior,
I got
pre
to
or post that you can share?
I mean, behind the scenes, not really.
Like, that's the first time Espinoza was a weasel and all that. So
And listen, Espinoza's a great guy. He's always given me tons of respect. I really like Espinoza. So this whole thing about him calling him a weasel, it's absolutely.
he said the mics got cut off in L.A., right?
I mean, I don't know anything about that. I got no idea. I don't know what that was. I have no idea. I mean, that could have just been a little malfunction technically, whatever it was. I'm not sure. But no, he's a great guy. I mean, Conor made fun of him. I guess it was all in good fun. The audience really liked it, I guess. I mean, between him making fun of him and him making fun of me, the audience loved it. So, I mean, shit, raised the reaction. It was good.
Right, and so now let's get into a little bit of Conor versus the security team and you specifically.
Yep.
How would you look back on that?
Man.
Fun, intense.
Fun.
Did someone almost get rocked? Like
No, I
or,
mean,
or once again, is this an act? I guess
I'm representing Floyd up there, man. I'm not going to start swinging.
someone has to touch you before you touch them.
Absolutely. And
Okay.
it's not my show. It's this is Floyd and Conor's show. I mean, for Floyd for even Conor to come up to me and call me that name in the first place was like, okay, I guess I'm someone of relevance to you because I mean, who, like, let's be honest, who the hell am I? I'm just a security guard off to the back, and like you're the one making mega millions, and Floyd's making mega millions, and I'm just a security guard off to the back. But he paid mine to me, so I mean, thank you. It was fun.
That exchange was fun then?
Absolutely.
Okay.
It was awesome. I loved it. I mean, how many people do you know, besides someone sitting here right now, that could say they had a verbal altercation with Conor McGregor while Floyd was right next to him?
Right. You weren't smiling, though. So it looked like at some point were buttons being pushed or...
Not at all. I wasn't angry at all. I explained it again like a sports game. My team's in the playoffs and your team's in the playoffs. We're at my house. If my team's losing by a goal, I'm going to yell at you because I want them to come back and score that goal or get that touchdown, whatever. But
Was there even 1% fiber in you?
Not at
that
all.
you were hoping he would do something just you could get a shot in or to, just check him back a little? I don't know.
No, I wasn't even thinking that was. I didn't even think of that as even being a possibility. Wasn't. I don't get like really angry like that. I mean, often. I mean, I could, I guess, but I don't really, especially for something like that. We're on the world stage there, and I'm there representing Floyd. So my job is to, stand back, and if anything happens, then go in. But I'm not gonna do anything.
Folks, this is Greg LaRosa from the Money Team, and he's part of the security team for Floyd Mayweather. He was on the Maymac World Tour, and I'm sure that hashtag's still out there. So hashtag Maymac World Tour. We're now from Toronto to Brooklyn.
Yes.
That was the quickest flight, I imagine, right?
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah. So a little bit more time to just chill and process the first two. Were things going as you guys wanted at that point? And did you all start to realize, hold on a second, this thing's a monster? Because I'll tell you what, I thought Pacquiao Floyd would be tough to top. And I again, I'm an MMA guy who did grow up rooting for boxing, but I really thought at some point people were going to see that, man, this guy's 49-0. Even great boxers haven't really been able to compete against them, and this guy's 0-0. So I think this thing's going to lose some steam. I was dead wrong. This thing just started taking off, man,
from there.
like a wildfire.
Yeah.
How about for you all? Like, what did you all think of halfway the halfway point.
I agree with you. It's probably the same. I mean, after Toronto, I was like, okay, this is definitely taking that turn now. I thought maybe it would be a little bit more calm, cool, some trash talk back and forth, but it really took its turn. And yeah, the fuel was definitely added to the fire when we got to Brooklyn, for sure. So
The delays in Brooklyn, are any of those from your side at all, or is it more Conor? From what we could tell from Dana's vlog, it looked like Conor was that's when the delays started to get massive, like a couple hours. Where they
from the start time.
What do you mean
the start time of the press conference?
Oh, the delay. Okay,
yeah, it was like 2 hours delay at least.
I mean, the traffic was pretty heavy out there as well. Yeah. I'm not sure what side that was from, but the traffic was pretty heavy. I just kind of follow suit. Like, we go there when we go there, and I remember the traffic being pretty heavy. Then getting in the arena, and it takes a little while. You know, you got to get through the security. They got to make sure none of us are not part of the team, whatever. But yeah, it definitely takes a little bit of time to get in. So. Yeah, I'm not sure whose side that was from.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think it was from Conor's, at least from what Dana was saying on his vlog.
It seemed like it more, yeah.
Right.
Hey, speaking
That's when he didn't wear a suit for the first time, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
No shirt.
I want to go back to something real quick because, going to Toronto, you're from Toronto.
Yes.
And George and I, we just host a radio show. It's about mixed martial arts. We get hit up for tickets for this fight. There's no way we can do that. But someone like you that's so close.
Oh, my God.
How bad do you get it on your phone?
Horrible. Can I get a couple tickets since I've known you for so long and blah, blah. I have my phone. I'll have like 100 text messages from that just asking for tickets. And it's ridiculous. Come on, man. How am I going to
do you even answer?
No. Most of the time I don't, unless it's really close. Like if it's a close family member, I'll just be like, are you crazy or what? What the hell do you want me to do, man? I mean, Floyd's here to make money. He's not here to give free tickets to my family. You know what I mean? So, I mean, free tickets. These tickets are going to be 2, 3, 4, 5,000, 10,000, 20,000. Like they're high, man. Like, how am I supposed to get? Yeah, here's 2 tickets. Here's $50,000.
And they still do it, huh?
Of course. Or can I get? I've had some people ask me for Floyd's phone number. Come on, man. There's just some ridiculous shit I get.
Is there anything?
That's mostly media, I take it, right? Or just fans that want?
No, just fans. Fans. Hey, I want to be a boxer. Can Floyd train me? Yeah, hang on. He's on his way. Let me just call him, and he's on his way. It's not that he won't want to train someone per se, but come on. What are you going to do? Train the whole world? And I mean, there's limits to what people can do, man. So these people are just definitely a little lost.
Everything Floyd does becomes a part of history. Is there anything in the time that you've spent with him that you've been able to keep, like a ticket that you framed, or a pair of wraps, or anything like that you really like? What's your most prized possession from this time being with him?
That's a good question. I mean, I got a couple things. I remember when I first started with him, he signed a picture, and it was like there, and he goes, here, I even give some to my security. He was making a joke about it, and I had kept that. For the Pacquiao fight, there was a couple of the programs, and I told him, I said, champ, sign this, I'll put it in my safekeeping, and he does, no problem. And in terms of that, like a couple of things that he signed, yeah, but other than that, all the rest is just kind of mental memorabilia, and it's there. Hopefully I don't lose it. Hopefully I don't lose my mind.
As far as that mental memorabilia goes, for this press tour, what would you say is the one memory?
Well, come on. My altercation with Conor, I guess.
That one?
Yeah, it was fun.
At any point in time, you didn't feel like at least flexing? I mean, you got him there. You know what I mean?
I told him to put on a shirt because he's embarrassing himself standing next to me. So I think he really got mad at that. Well, I mean, he attacked me first.
What did he say?
Well, he called me a juice head.
No,
first.
that part I remember. When you told him that, he didn't say anything.
He didn't say anything. At that point, he had walked away. I don't think he wanted to engage any more in that, because it would have become like back and forth, and he probably in his head at that point he's like, okay, I got to stop arguing with the security guy. I'll get him in London when he doesn't have a microphone. And he did. He got me. Got me. That was funny. It was fun. I was just laughing.
How many times would you say since that altercation, through the end of that stop and the other stops, would you say he looked at you almost like, I might get back to him? Or because it seemed like he was sizing people.
He did.
Espinoza, whoever, so did you?
I knew he was coming for me. Yeah. I saw him look at me about 3 times even before he said it. So he looked at me. I said, okay, when's it coming? I knew it was coming. I'm pretty sure he had to address it at that point, because, I mean, he put it on his Instagram that he said these guys in the back will do nothing and this stuff. So, I mean, that was cool. He's just making me relevant. It was pretty fun. But in London, I knew it was coming. He looked over at me 2 or 3 times. He was going to say something. Then he finished his sentence on something else, and then finally he came over and he pointed at us and he says, "What's with these 2 juice head guys?" And that was funny. But in New York, he he initiated. He came up and he called me a juice head. But, Floyd was like, point the easy work, and we were pointing the easy work, and we were pointing at him.
Yeah.
So I guess he, at that point, he was kind of had enough of us, so he let us have it. And, it was all a good fun. I mean, I don't blame him for it. Why not? I mean, I'm pointing at him. I'm doing that, so why not come up and call? I mean, the first thing and only thing I guess he came to mind was, this guy's big. Let me call him a juice head. So he did, and I said, no. I said, I can do a USADA test right after the show if you want. Put up 100,000. And he goes, yeah, right. And then he said something along the lines about this being a real body. I said, man, put on a shirt when you're standing next to me. You're embarrassing yourself. It was the first thing that came to mind. I didn't mean anything really by it. I just, he's in great shape. The guy's in great shape, man. But that's the first thing that came to mind. And
Brooklyn's when Voltron was formed, right?
Yep.
Okay. That's where I guess things got as heated as possible. Where
yes,
even if we say, yeah, these two guys are professionals, they're not gonna fight, this, that, whatever. But yet the security that comes with it, they have a job to do, and that's when people were being touched. Like, there was some pushing and shoving. Talk about there and like what happened, because I don't know that the cameras captured it all.
Yeah. So first of all, Voltron is that we were just going to form like a shoulder-to-shoulder kind of line formation, and we just stand there. So I guess they misinterpreted as we were going to attack Conor. Obviously, that's not going to happen. We're not going to. Floyd's not going to say, "Go attack Conor on the stage." Mm-hmm. So that was.
And has Voltron ever been formed before, or is that the first time? Like, is this?
We've messed around with the words of it, but it's not something that we practice. I mean, now this was on world stage as part of the press conference. He said it, and it was fun.
Right.
It was fun, and we did.
I got a kick out of it, man.
Right. So we formed the Voltron, and I guess his guys came in right away, as they should. We would have done the same thing. They did nothing wrong. They came in right away and protected him, and that's when it became the scrum. If they didn't come in, it wouldn't have been anything. We would have just stood there. Mm-hmm. So it would have just been we formed our Voltron.
How close were things to escalating? Because some forearms were thrown, some bodies fell back.
A couple little things,
what do you think it was?
I mean, I want to say that they're professionals, and at least they're representing professionals, and we're representing professionals. So we acted as such. In terms of how close, I'm not gonna start just throwing shots or anything. Like, I mean, we're there for a job, and I know what my job is, and I got a lot of restraint, and like I said, I wasn't mad at any point. I was just up there, and we were just doing our job, and they did theirs as well.
You guys were way bigger than them, though.
Yeah, I mean, apparently size doesn't matter.
No. I mean, MMA skills are obviously MMA skills.
They're MMA guys, right?
The ones that I recognized was his boxing coach, Owen Roddy.
Okay.
He stepped up, and then his
was he the first one to come in?
He had a red shirt on.
A red shirt.
Yeah. Can you put it up there?
Was he tall?
Yeah, I'm gonna see. Fairly tall, but
not
taller than you. But then the other guy, Dylan Danis, with the blonde.
Okay, I remember the guy with the blonde hair.
He's a jiu-jitsu guy. So like in a stage like that, I mean, I don't think he's gonna like try and take you down and go through submissions, because by then he's getting soccer kicked, And
I don't even really want to comment on that, because it never got to that. I mean, I'm sure he's what is he? Is he in the UFC or is he?
No, he's not. He's not. He fights with Bellator.
Oh, he does.
I don't even think
he's a pro fighter.
I'm not sure he's debuted as a pro fighter yet, but he's a great submission grappler.
Does he have stand-up skills?
Probably not.
So he's like a
great.
Ben Askren?
I wouldn't say great. Yeah.
Okay.
Probably something like that.
Okay, I mean, yeah. That's
except cool. Ben comes from wrestling, and this guy comes from jiu-jitsu.
Jiu-jitsu, okay.
Yeah, but the big, tall, black guy on your side.
Yeah.
When he came in, he threw this big forearm. What's his name, by the way?
Adam.
He threw this big forearm, and Dylan flies back, and then he comes back, and then again, restraint is being shown.
Right.
But at the same time, I'm going, I wonder how close that got to being pretty ugly,
Yeah, I mean, I don't think it was. Mm-hmm. I think it was cool. They to be honest with you, they seem like cool guys. I heard they might have been talking some shit, but I mean, if they're MMA fighters trying to get into pro, or if they already are pro, then I don't blame them. It gets their name out there. It keeps them relevant as well. So, I mean, if I'm on their end of things, I would definitely probably talk some shit.
So you're cool as a cucumber, because Dana White was shaken, you could tell
that
he thought, oh my God, like this really could have been a disaster.
Well, because he doesn't know what we're gonna do. He doesn't know. Maybe we're just a bunch of crazy meathead guys that really just gonna go in and start throwing shit, and whether they win or we win, it doesn't matter. It just, we fucked up the whole fight.
We got it right here, courtesy of YouTube.
So I think this is probably right about a good spot where all this started.
Yeah. Oh yeah, we were ready.
And then Floyd ducks out.
But you look at the professionalism in him. Look what he did. Look what he did. That's the difference between, like, intellect and aggressiveness. He's so smart.
So there's still some scuffling a little bit, right?
Yeah, we were pushing back.
No punches, but yeah.
No punches, no. I think everyone might have been waiting for that one punch, but no one, it wasn't like that.
I think the G move is if you see Floyd, he doesn't even look back because he knows
what
you guys are all about.
He knows.
Yeah.
Floyd knows. Floyd knows us. Look at him. He's just up there having fun, showing he's like, oh, look what I just did. And now Conor's in the middle of all this bullshit, and he's out here laughing at it.
Did Conor say anything at that particular moment when you formed Voltron?
Conor was way in the back. They were protecting him kind of. So he was way in the back. I think I saw Dana's. No, this is where he calls us names. Look at these two blown up juice heads.
Where are you at right now?
I'm standing. He's talking to me. Right there.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
What are you saying?
He was just telling him it was blown up juice head bitch, and I can't remember what I had said at that point. I was probably just talking some senseless shit.
Would you say you were at no point ruffled? Like your feathers weren't ruffled?
At all.
So you were just part of the act?
Absolutely.
Okay.
I've even been in fights before where I'm not even angry. So for me to get angry takes a lot, and then at that point it's not good. But I didn't get angry.
On this show, when we have an in-studio guest, I like to ask him for a good street fight story. Can I ask you for one?
I don't.
I mean, it sounds like you're real chill, but
no. I mean, I've been in a million different fights.
Even if you go back to the days in Toronto.
Man, I've been in a million different fights in Toronto. Like I've been, I got.
There's got to be one where someone was trying to bully you and you checked them.
I got hit in the head with a bottle once.
Okay,
I got hit in the head with a bottle once, and
where were you at? Like a club
and
or
it didn't
something?
break, so I don't know if that was worse or not. And it was one of those big alcohol
worse.
bottles. Yeah, and I was bleeding all down the side of my head, but it kind of I didn't feel it.
How did it start?
I was actually security at a club.
Okay.
And a whole big group of guys they tried to take on the whole security squad. It was a huge freaking rumble, man.
And the guy, someone comes up, whacks you, and like, did you see
from behind
stars?
No, not at all. It was weird. I thought I was supposed to get knocked out or something, but it actually woke me up. I remember my eyes like opening up to the point where they're going to pop out of my head, and I just started going nuts. At that point, I was mad. And my own guy had to grab me at one point. He said, "Greg, stop." And I remember my friend, he was a big football guy, and he put me in a lock from behind, and I couldn't move. I couldn't even breathe. I was like, damn. And he's like, it's me. Relax. I got to stop you because you're going to kill someone, man. You got to relax.
Wow.
So he,
did you see the perpetrator, whoever it was that did it?
I don't know. Okay. I mean, I probably got to him. I got to.
Yeah, that's a real punk move. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but.
That bottle,
it's dangerous, man. I was young.
I guess anything goes in a street fight. I do say that. Mm-hmm. But I've always thought, like, I mean, in the time you take to like, if we're going to break down a street fight, the time it takes to actually do that, why not just steal on his jaw, you know? Like, if you're coming in from the side to do that, just, you know how you do that little creeper move?
Right.
And then all of a sudden you circle back and then pop!
Right, yeah.
So why not just do that one?
I don't know. I mean, it was his ass after that.
Yeah.
I'm sure he was one of the guys who got it.
The bottle not breaking doesn't work in his favor because I think part of that is once you do it, if the guy's not on the floor, you still have the sharp part, right?
And you can cut.
Yeah,
so he didn't have that, so now he's just got another bottle.
That's dangerous too, because if it did crack, it could have taken out my eye. Because I know someone in Toronto. I remember maybe a year after that, he got hit with a bottle, and they fucked up his eye because when the bottle breaks, it's still going across your face, and then it cut his eye, and apparently he lost vision in one eye. That's fucked up for a fight. Come on, man. Whatever.
I want to make sure and be respectful of your time. We started at 1. We're at 45. You got another 15 in
Absolutely.
You? Just to cover London? All right,
as long as I have all day, as long as I don't get that text.
All right, cool. Yeah. What's he doing right now? Sleeping?
I don't know. No, probably not right now. He's probably maybe we'll play domino. Let me check to see if he played me in dominoes. We play dominoes all the time, so we go back and forth.
Online, you can do that?
Yeah, and me and him trash talk each other. He's good.
Shit.
That man is good.
Okay.
He's real good at dominoes. So him and I go back and forth. Yeah, it's my turn. So I'll okay, he's getting me this game. I shouldn't say that on air because he'll use that against me.
Hey, Greg, has anyone ever answered your phone?
Have anyone answered my phone?
Yeah.
What do you
has
mean?
it ever gone off being Floyd and just one of your friends or something?
No. Oh my
just
God.
answer it?
No.
Even like a family member or
No,
nobody?
Never. No.
What would be the penalty there?
Nothing. Me and Floyd are man. Floyd never gives me shit for nothing.
No,
Is there a penalty for not
you
answering?
And the friend, like, what would you tell the friend?
For them, if they answer my
Yeah,
phone,
yeah.
oh man, if he did that to me, no, I'd have to let him know some way. I don't know.
Is there a penalty for not answering? Let's just say you were super tired and didn't hear the
No,
ring.
I mean it's happened. It's like Floyd understands we're humans. Floyd, it's not like that, man. It's like you and I right now. It's like, hey, how you doing? I'm respect for your time or this and that. He's
I
the
see.
same way. The guy is a dream to work for him, man. He doesn't just go start bashing on everyone. If he gets angry, he might yell and he'll apologize for it later.
Mm-hmm.
But he's not an angry guy. The guy is very collective in his actions, and he's definitely a professional in business and outside of business. And
Would you say you've moved up in the ranks of TMT?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Okay.
I think that
I said lead security earlier, and then you said security. So are you the lead or no?
Nah, there's not really anyone that's kind of a lead security, but
Right.
definitely I'm close to Floyd.
Okay.
Let's just say that. Yeah, definitely close to Floyd, and he's become a good friend over the years. Someone who I consider like a brother of mine, and I look up to him, and he's a good example of someone who's very successful, obviously, and he's a good person to look up to.
Mm-hmm. Is that watch courtesy of Floyd? That's a nice watch.
No, not this one.
Okay.
Yeah, not this one. I've had this for years.
Right.
This is just something light. This is like.
But it sounds like he has given you a watch before?
No, not quite, not yet.
Oh, you said not this one,
Yeah.
so I wasn't sure.
Yeah.
Because I can hear he can be generous.
Yeah, no,
So
he's very generous. The watches he gives me are in the form of a check.
Oh, I see.
So, yeah, so I can go buy my own stuff. Like, I mean, I own a house. I own 3 horses. My girl and I, we live pretty damn good.
Mm-hmm.
So there's really no problems there. Not many people own houses.
Yeah, you're right. Or horses.
Right. And I don't pay PMI, so that's private mortgage insurance for those who don't know. So
Right.
you already know that.
So
I
that
had
means you
enough-
came in with a strong down
you came in
payment.
with a nice down payment, and I'm still living okay. I got a bunch of toys at home, but I got everything. So I'm living, man. I'm living.
All right.
Yep.
Well, we get to London, and there was a new setup. And by the way, maybe I watched too many movies or what, but when you guys come in, do you have to do the schematics and go in and survey and look at the landscape when there's like nobody in the arena just to say where are we going to be positioned? Like is it like that, or is that too Secret Service?
No. Sometimes we'll do that. Yeah, but we'll have our walkout plan and we'll know where we're going. So that it's usually pretty simple. They did it like more like a WWE style where he walked down the middle and we were just to walk along the sides and just make sure no one tries to get up at him, and that's it. I mean, it doesn't have to be super complicated. Just make sure he's protected in that sense. But
And aside from what we'll get to after London, I know there was some stuff going on there, but in any of the arenas, did anybody act the fool?
I mean, no, just drunk people sometimes. Just
But nobody's
yelling.
trying to get at him or nothing like that?
No.
Okay.
No.
So far we're good until we get to the press conference.
So far we're good.
That goes off. I guess at that point, was it, I keep hearing everyone say, it was exhausting. Was it? I mean, it's a fun job. Or was it pretty physically taxing to because your stress levels goes up because you're obviously protecting him, and then obviously you're part of the act, then you're traveling, and, so does it mount up to a point where now it's no longer fun?
Well, for someone like me, I'm with him a lot. So, security in general, we're with him all the time. A lot of the peoples might be with him. A lot of the other people might be with him for a week, and then they'll be not there for a couple days and then back. So we're literally there all the time. So for us, yes, it's taxing, but we're also used to it. So the people who aren't used to it might go there and, for them it's taxing because they're used to their regular routine. Mm-hmm. I'm just used to friggin' when my phone goes off, we're going. And, 24 hours a day, 365 days a year. So for us, it's taxing, but we're used to it.
Is it a group text, or does he let you know and then
Sometimes
you let the others know?
Both. Sometimes he'll tell me to call them. Sometimes it's a group text. Sometimes it's someone else will hit us up. It's just always different. It's always different.
And where do you, let's say he goes, I want to go, the Pacquiao-Floyd fight supposedly got made at a Miami Heat game.
Yep.
Does he now need to get 6 additional tickets, or are you guys higher up or back, in a hallway towards the locker room?
We have credentials. For
Okay.
that specific fight, I was in the DJ booth and I watched it. Best seat in the house.
Okay.
So I think a couple of the other guys were kind of...
No. I mean the Miami Heat game. So you
Oh,
guys
the
are
Heat
there to
game.
protect them.
No, we have our seats.
You
Oh,
get
yeah.
seats?
Yeah, I was courtside that game.
Okay.
Yeah, I was courtside.
Damn, so he's putting out some money for this.
No, there's no expense spared. Like the hotel rooms we get. Put it this way, I live like any other A-level athlete Probably maybe more. Sometimes we'll get presidential suites. We'll get we got our own private jet for the tour. Like we're living like them. Mm-hmm. So
George brought up the Miami Heat game.
Uh-huh.
A lot of people say that's where the fight was made. George and I and everybody else, we find out when the fight is official a different way than you do.
Right.
How far in advance do you know that things are done, and have you ever just found out the same way we do?
I mean, I hear the buzz a little bit more, but in terms of like signing contract-wise, that's all done, behind the scenes type thing. So when it actually comes out, it'll be roughly around the same time.
When did you hear the buzz?
I mean, the buzz is like...
We've spotted that little smile, too.
year,
It's like,
right.
I think you knew this way before us.
Like for the Conor fight, a buzz started like a year before that when they started talking back and forth. And then the first time Floyd came out with it was... we were actually at a shoe store for a signing for the TMT fighters, and he said something along the lines of like, the rumor came from me. So, I mean, he's pretty open about his own gossip, but when he says something, it's not gossip, and we know that. Mm-hmm. So I was getting prepared for it. I'm like, oh, that's gonna be a great fight. I already know. As soon as he says he wants to fight him, I already know he'll make it happen. He made that Pacquiao fight happen. That's what people don't understand. He called Pacquiao originally, and he said, I'll wire you $20 million right now into your account tonight if you fight me. And he was gonna, I think he offered him like $40 million. He goes, after the fight, I'll give you another $20 million. Mm-hmm. And Pacquiao said no. On the
MMA side, can you think of any other fighter that could have played the role of Conor McGregor? Like,
no.
Just Conor's the only guy that would have brought him into that?
Not even close.
Not even like close. A Nate Diaz or something like that?
I mean, Nate would be, I mean, he would have been fun as well, but just Conor being where he's at, and like, MMA gassed him up so big, and he gassed himself up. I mean, he's a great promoter. He's a great self-promoter, and he deserves every bit of it. So, yeah, in terms of this magnitude, no, I think just Conor McGregor. And the Diaz brothers are great guys. They're like Nick's a friend of mine, and they're definitely some of the biggest names in MMA still.
I thought you guys should have brought Nate to one of the press conferences.
Yeah,
that would have been cool, huh?
Just to say like, cool. Hey, what's up? Like, I mean,
right? Because
you could tell that when Conor had his moments. There's no denying that. But Floyd had his moments with calling him a quitter. So maybe Nate's presence there would have been good. And then the other one was when he said, "Hey, let's put up check versus check." I was like, "Damn,
yeah. Conor's not. It
don't get any thicker than that in terms of being a G." But
right.
Do you guys ever tell him, Floyd, you should consider this, you should say that? I mean, I've even heard interviews where they said they're writers, like almost like when you guys were in private jets, each guy had a writer, like maybe a professional roaster or something like that.
I don't know if Conor did, because usually he came back with something after it was done.
Right.
So he didn't roast me on the spot. He roasted me after in London. Mm-hmm. Floyd does everything on the spot. Floyd's very, very, very good with that. Mm-hmm. He's very quick with his. Even when we're joking around amongst us, he'll talk shit to us, and we'll talk shit back to him, like all in fun. And he comes up with shit quick. He's quick, very quick-minded.
So what do you tell him, like when you want to bust his balls?
I mean, for example, like the Domino's game, if I beat him, I said, I'm the man, and he'll be like, nah, you ain't shit, and I'm the man, and it's just fun back and forth,
Oh, so it never gets to like...
No, never. No. I'm not going to disrespect him in any way.
Right.
It's just, it's fun. It's fun. And he's got total respect for me. He's never called me a derogatory name. He's never put me down. He's never talked down to me.
You ever done anything to piss him off?
No. He's always. I mean, he treats me like I'm on his level. He never makes me feel like I'm less than him, which I commend him for that. He's a great guy in that sense,
Hey, Greg, we know he's 49-0 in the ring. What's his record in dominoes against you?
I don't know if I'm going to share that. we're about even. About even. We go back and forth. Yeah, we're about even. We go back and forth.
If you were, let's say you played 100 games and you knew for a fact that you were up 55-45, would you tell us?
Would I tell you guys? Yeah. Maybe.
He seems pretty competitive.
Possibly.
When it comes to anything.
Yeah, he's competitive, definitely. But it's in good fun though.
Yeah.
The thing with him is he's competitive, but if he does lose, it's like you got me. But during the time he'll be competitive. He's actually a pretty humble guy with all that kind of stuff.
Outside of London, their fans started to kind of rush you guys.
Yeah.
Did that happen in any of the other stops?
No.
Okay, so just London. So in London, what happened there that I guess everybody knew where the exit was, the VIP exit,
Yeah.
and I seen a video where you guys are just trying to get one of the rolls out, and a couple bodies are kind of getting tossed aside. I think maybe Adam had a role in that, but
Yeah.
how did that get to that point? Just poor security
no
from
police.
the stadium? They didn't provide you guys an outlet, or
Yeah, no, not really. I mean, yeah, between that, the stadium had okay security, I guess, but there's no police presence out there whatsoever. I never saw a single police officer. Like if you're out in L.A. or Toronto, there's police officers everywhere.
Yeah.
So I mean, out there was no presence at all. There's no order in terms of like the city wise, like giving order to the to their people. But yeah, so we were just out left to fend for ourselves. And
was it tense? Was it scary?
No, but.
Because there was a lot of people there.
No, we got it done.
Yeah.
It was fine. It was fine.
Who was driving the rolls?
One of the drivers from out there in London.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah,
So it wasn't
he's
one
the
of
guy
you guys.
No,
Because one of them
no.
hit one of you guys, right?
Yeah, it was one of the drivers out there. I guess I don't know.
Did you guys tell the driver anything, motherfucker?
No, I don't think so. No.
No?
I guess maybe he got a little nervous. Someone hit the car, but
Was the guy that got hit pissed at the driver? Or did he take it like...
He might.
Like, I don't know if these are just...
He took it like a champ. I think
Really?
he might have hurt the rolls. Yeah, that was Pat. He might have hurt the rolls. He's a big boy. Pat's a big tough dude. So, yeah.
So some of these things are they're occupational hazards. You have to take it in stride then.
Got to take it in stride. It's part of the occupation. Yeah.
Here at Mandalay Bay, obviously, there's been troublemakers at some point, and
Yeah.
they have what they call the list, right? If that guy comes by, everybody's on alert.
86th.
Do you guys have kind of a list of people, maybe stalkers or other celebrities that Floyd may not get along with? Is there like a list of guys that if that guy's around, we need to be sharp?
I mean, not really, because we need to be sharp regardless. But I mean, there's no one really that Floyd doesn't have enemies. We're not worried about nobody. We're not worried about somebody attacking him. If they do, that's on them.
Is there a profile for just an average Joe, like George and I? Is there a look or something where you see that guy and you go, that's the asshole that always causes trouble?
Absolutely not.
No?
No, because
So
the
it
ones
could be
that do
anyone.
the ones that do cause trouble are the ones that you would never have expected, and the quiet ones are the ones to watch out for, and the loud ones are definitely the ones who just bark.
Yeah.
Always. So you'll never be able to pinpoint it per se. So you got to treat everyone like on an equal level.
What was Africa like?
Africa was cool.
Yeah.
Africa was cool. It was different.
Yeah.
Different. Yeah, we went to the pyramids out there, and it was different. I love.
What other trips have you guys gone on? Or that you've been a part of?
I think I put a list in my phone how many countries I've been through with Floyd. I think I've been to about 30 plus countries now.
Is he more popular outside the country?
In England, it's boxing's pretty damn big in England. I think it might even be bigger than over here.
Really?
I think it is. The media is just bigger over there for boxing than it is over here. So I mean,
even though the crowd was more pro Conor and louder for Conor,
right?
Floyd still had his fair share of fans.
Tons of fans.
Okay.
Tons of fans. But
I guess the videos I saw almost made it look like they wanted to tear him apart.
I guess this is a big thing for the Conor fans. They all
Yeah.
come out to this more than Floyd fans, I guess. But when we're walking on the streets and shit, it's like, Floyd, I'm the biggest fan. Please let me take a picture. We love you, and there's chants for Floyd and everything. But now that the fight's going, it's he's got a lot of Conor fans, and his fans are diehard fans. So I mean, they're playing their role, and they're definitely out there.
Well, this was something else, man. That 4-day tour was incredible.
Absolutely.
Now the over/under on pay-per-view buys is 5 million, and
I'm glad you said that, because I actually had this conversation. So let me hear what you have to say, and I got my over/under.
Okay. So it was 4.9, and then it went up to 5 million. Pacquiao and Floyd sold 4.6. I'll be honest. I thought, again, this thing would fizzle out and it'd probably be like 2 million. After this thing, I thought, oh, my God, this is a spectacle. I was wrong,
Right. What's your over/under?
I guess if I had to go, I guess I'd stick closer to what I said. It'll go under, but I definitely feel it getting in that Pacquiao range. I mean, from what everyone's talking about, like what you're telling me, the press and Dana White saying the same thing. This is just on that level. 4.5.
I think if this fight were to take place this weekend off the tour, I think it would go over.
Yeah, so do I.
So depending on what happens in the next couple of weeks here, if something stays on par with that, I'll say it goes over. If not, then I'll say under.
You have a guess?
Yeah, I do actually. I think it's going to bury the Pacquiao fight.
Whoa.
And I think my over-under 7 or 8 million.
Really?
Yep, that high. Yes.
Wow.
I wouldn't be surprised if it goes even higher. I think that this is two worlds coming together. I mean, the MMA fans are strong fans.
Yeah.
They're strong fans. And they
So this crushes
it.
What Floyd and Pacquiao was.
Crushes it.
Wow, because that was an $80 million gate, 4.6 million views or pay-per-views.
74
Hotels
yeah,
were sold out. They were jacking prices up. But you're saying
Absolutely.
This crushes it.
This is bigger because look at the personality. So now you got a personality of Conor McGregor plus another whole sport and a whole. Like you just have more fans. There's just more fans. Like Pacquiao's amazing. Like I like Pacquiao. He's awesome. But now you're talking all the MMA fans, all of them, all of Ireland, all of probably Europe in that sense. Is going to join in. Like he had all of the Philippines, lots of people. But this is just a more, it's just a more broader group of fans, and I really think it's going to bring in a lot more money.
I'm wondering what the aftermath is going to be. How many boxing fans, just pure boxing fans that would tune in for a Mayweather fight, are going to go, oh, let me try this MMA and check that out. And
That'd
how
be
many
great.
Pure MMA guys
the
are gonna
crossover?
go, let me give boxing another try.
Right.
I wonder what that aftermath is going to be.
Well, there's a great MMA match with John Jones and Daniel Cormier coming
Love
up.
it.
And
And
then
I-
after the fight, there's Triple G and Canelo. So 3 huge fights.
Yeah.
You know, and,
Huge.
And 2 of them happened.
And I went to the John Jones Cormier last fight.
Did you?
I was there. Yeah, I was like Floyd gave me a couple tickets, and I was like one of the front rows there. Awesome fight.
Is he a big MMA fan?
Who?
Floyd.
Floyd. You know, I'm not sure if he's a big MMA fan. Like, he likes it. He's definitely like he'll look at it and he'll be like, "Oh, that's cool," and he'll be interested in it. But you know, I mean, his love is boxing, and that's what he knows. So I mean, I think he probably looked a little bit more at MMA because of me and a couple of the other guys who are MMA fans or whatever. But you know, no, he's not. He doesn't. I mean, he doesn't really watch.
At any
a lot
point,
of the
did you
fights.
say, "Hey, Floyd, you know, maybe you should consider, you know, Conor"? Because at first he deflected it, and then of course Conor kept winning fights. But at any point, did you ever put anything in his ear, like, "Hey, this guy's a pay-per-view draw, and maybe there's something to this. Maybe this could be lucrative."
No, Floyd. Everything Floyd does is calculated. He's a businessman, so everything that he does is planned, and he knows what he's doing. So, I mean, at first maybe he deflected it because I mean Conor wasn't big enough at that point. But once he started making a big buzz, maybe Floyd in his head said, "Hey, maybe there's something here. Can we do this?" And behind the scenes, they said, "I think we can probably do this." And at that point, he built the buzz, and he made it happen.
When Floyd goes for a run, you guys go for a run.
Sometimes, yeah, we'll be right there beside him, and he'll alternate people because we don't want to have like a million people causing traffic. But yeah.
How long before you go, champ? We're good, man.
Well, I don't run.
Oh, you don't run?
No,
Okay.
we'll be in the cars. We can't keep up with him. No way.
Okay, I've seen some guys surround him. So I wasn't sure.
Sometimes. Well, that's the other boxers as well, and then sometimes a couple of the security will go on bicycles to follow him. So
How long does he go? These are like 2-3 a.m. runs sometimes,
6, 7, 8 miles is just a regular kind of in and out run, and lots of times that's right after he's trained for 3 hours.
Have you done a lot of media because of this whole world tour?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I've done a fair bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's been
And
fun.
Do you enjoy that, or?
Yeah, it's been fun. It's cool. Yeah, it's cool. It's it's a new experience for me, so it's fun.
Well,
This is my first radio show.
Oh, really?
Well, first in the studio. I've done a bunch of
Oh,
other
the rest
ones,
are on the phone?
Yeah, on the phone and
What kind of
or
questions have
camera.
they been asking? Has it been different from us, or?
Yeah,
I
they've
feel
been
like
great.
there's a world where people are just they want that soundbite, like you know, you got any thoughts about Conor's mother? You know what I mean?
Right?
Like,
Yeah. They want to just
like a
raise
setup.
some kind.
Has
yeah.
it been like that? Has there been conversations like we're having?
I'm not just a big body. I'm intelligent. I can't be duped into that kind of stuff. But no, I mean they've been pretty respectful. I make sure like I maybe pick and choose who I do with, and you guys being an awesome show, of course I'm going to come on here. But you know, I did a couple other ones, and they were totally respectful. I liked the outcome, so I have nothing bad to say about them. You know, some of the media guys will have a conversation. Their camera's kind of in the corner, and I already know. I'm like, stop. I'm like, you're not getting no reaction out of me. Right after the fight, they tried to, right after the conferences, they were trying to get interviews, and I said, no, I'm not doing that right now. I said, this is Floyd's show right now, so we're not doing that. And you know, some of them are sneaky, and they're like, but so how was it? Did you have fun? And he's got his little thing recorded. I'm like, stop it.
Do you have anything else?
I got a silly question.
Yeah, well, I have one more too. We'll end with the silly one. My last question is: did you hear about that guy that snuck in
Yes, I did actually.
Right.
I
Do
did
you
it.
ever remember seeing him? Because he kind of came in behind you guys, but then after that, he walked out with Conor.
He wasn't behind us when he went in.
According to the video, he saw your group and then walked in behind your group.
I saw the video, but I didn't see our guys.
I thought that's how he explained it.
Was our guy?
Yeah.
Okay, so basically.
But you guys didn't pay him any mind. So what he did, he had everything prepared.
Well, we're not the ones checking credentials.
Right.
We can't tell someone, like, I mean, you're in London right now. So the people that did have their credentials are going in. They have to be trained to check the credentials there.
Right.
No police presence, nothing. That'll never happen in Vegas. We're all hologrammed. We're all like, that'll never happen at the fight over here, ever. So out there, maybe he saw a weakness in the system and he got in. But I
think he said maybe somebody from TMT might have put out the lanyard or something like that.
I think he said someone on he saw what it looked like. Yeah, that was
is that something you laugh off, or is that something pretty serious where you guys have to tighten that up?
The reason why I can laugh it off is because if you watch in the video, he walked by a dressing room. That's the last thing he's going to do is get in a dressing room. Credential, no credential, you're not getting to Floyd.
Okay.
That's it.
Doesn't
I
matter.
I don't care who you are. No,
Prime
I don't
Minister
give a
of the UK, President.
Do not care.
Gotcha.
Do not care unless it's okayed by us and Floyd. I do not care. You're not getting.
Yeah, because eventually he walked out with Conor, not you guys. So
absolutely,
you guys would have recognized the mark, I guess.
Yep. And if he's someone standing with us, he's still got to go back. It doesn't matter. If he was security of the venue, we don't need him right there. He can play the outsides.
Well, that was Goz's plan. He was going to try and sneak in to the fight.
Well,
so now you know that ain't going to work.
Yeah, he tried that.
Now, what was your silly question?
When you're in the car, who controls the radio? Do you ever get your shots?
If I'm in the car,
the stereo, the radio, the music.
If I'm in the car with Floyd,
yeah.
No, he's got to control. He puts his iPod. Yeah, no.
Always?
Yeah, always. I'll put country music on. I like country music.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, yeah, the horses, the ranch.
I like country music.
I
I like all types of music. I like hip hop. I like country music. I like oldies and classics. You know, I grew up with working with my pops, and he always listened to guys like CCR and like Kenny Rogers and all oldie classics. So I grew up liking it. So yeah, it's a little different, but
tight. I mean, yeah, I like Clearwater Revival.
Love it.
They're cool.
Love it.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, thank you very much for coming to the studio.
Thank you guys
It's been
for
a lot of
having
fun, and thanks for allowing us to, ask questions about your world. It definitely is interesting, the money team. We've seen you guys around town, and obviously, I got to tell you, man, it's done tremendous traffic for our website, our show as well. People were talking very little about the fights that had happened and only about these press conferences. It just goes to show you how the magnitude of this thing.
So your over-under is going up.
It might. Yeah.
Come on.
I mean, it's cool down right now.
4.5 is low.
Okay, here's my only thing I'll say is Floyd's a monster. I mean, he's huge. So is Conor McGregor. I get all that. The UFC, TMT, Showtime, you name it, I'm on board. But at the end of the day, the consumer has to spend his money, and an 0-0 guy against one of the greatest, if not the greatest ever.
I mean,
sometimes you think reality sets in and goes, hold on a second.
Right.
This is going to be a sparring set. I mean, not even that. So I wonder if people will back off because of that.
But there's too many questions that need to be answered. Because you don't know how it plays out. I don't know how it plays out.
Right.
How's it going to play out? Do you know? Is he going to get knocked out? Is he going to last?
I think Floyd's going to knock him out.
You think
he's
going to? Okay. Or is Conor tough enough to last the whole fight? Or does Conor get that one shot and he wins?
If he lasts with Floyd 12 rounds, man, that's a huge win for Conor in my opinion. Even though he's going to lose, to be able to do that's pretty amazing.
I don't even think it's anything against Conor. I don't think anybody in those weight classes within MMA. I would bet Floyd by knockout against all. It's just he's
all
so
of them.
Good,
yeah,
man.
He's so good. I mean, you got to understand though. He's 40 years old.
We're the MMA guys. We should be telling everybody now our guy's got a shot, but there's
got to call a spade a spade. But at the end of the day, he's 40 years old. He is a lot smaller than him, so there's a lot of questions that get raised, and we all need to see it. Plain and simple. I need to see it.
You'll be in the DJ booth, or what will you be?
I don't know yet, because it's a new venue for us.
Oh, the T-Mobile.
It's T-Mobile, so I don't know what's going to happen. So maybe in the wings or something. It's fine. Wherever I'm going to watch it, though. I'll be somewhere.
All right, my man. Well, thanks for doing the show.
Thank you, guys.
We really appreciate
Pleasure.
it, folks.
Thank you
That's
guys so much.
Rosa
Absolutely.
From the Money Team, and that's been a special edition of MMA Junkie Radio. So we are out of here. Enjoy UFC on Fox 25 with Weidman and Kelvin Gastelum out in Long Island. And, of course, next week we'll be back in time for Fight Week, UFC 214 with Daniel Cormier defending against John Jones, Tyron Woodley against Damian Maia, Chris Cyborg versus Tanya Evinger, and Donald Cerrone versus Robbie Lawler. So that fight card's pretty epic as well. And then, of course, by then, we'll have to turn our attention back to Conor McGregor and Floyd Mayweather engaging in a boxing match here in Las Vegas. We'll talk more about that next week when we come back. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. Go out there and be champions.
More than 24 hours.